All right, everyone, this is one of those rare scenarios where I have a thing tonight, so I have to make the video before the market closes, so you'll see some of these prices changing as I'm showing you the charts. And just keep in mind, whenever this happens, the charts might look different by the end of the day, right? So I'm going on the charts with 45 minutes left. Best I can do in this scenario. Real quick, though, let me talk about HMR. It was my best call of the day. We already had it on watch because of this pop and then kind of flagging, right? And then let's go to intraday. I'm going to go ahead and take extended hours off so you can see this a little better. But yesterday's high, 294. Then look what it does today. It hits 294 to the penny, pulls back, and as it curls back up, I basically said, hey, that's the definition of a two-day high break, meaning it hit it this morning and it was yesterday's high and then pulled back. Sort of a weird version of a two-day high break, but that's how we define it, right? And it's one of my favorite setups, assuming I like the daily chart too, and I did with HMR. Obviously, it wouldn't have been on the watch list, right? So favorite setup of the day, called it over 294 right there, 295, and you see what happened. Man, it never really looked back. And I know a bunch of us got it today, so that made my day. Hopefully, it made your day. And let me put this up real quick. If you're new in the chat room, please pause the video and read that. All right, so let me go back to the daily here and just quickly go into what we'll be watching to possibly find a trade in tomorrow. I'm going to leave HMR because it's got all-time high volume. I'm going to leave that on the watch list. QMCO. If I zoom in, you'll be able to see it better, right? The nice volume and a pretty strong move. Who knows how it's going to close, but so far it goes on the list. Kind of obscure, but VSCO's Victoria's Secrets and just really beaten up. In the last couple days in a weak market, it's holding up pretty well. So I'm putting that on long watch. Maybe we catch a long trade in it. NN, nice volume. Broke the highs from this day back here. But if it doesn't close that strong, well, I might not like it tomorrow, but definitely goes on watch. MGTX trying to break out. ZENA looking for a third day play. You had the big pop yesterday. Quiet inside day today. Maybe we get a third day play setup. CRVO, no setup here. But just had the big rip, then the gap up and the sell-off. It just becomes an in-play stock that we want to look for an A+ setup on an intraday basis. I'm keeping OKTA on watch. There's really no setup here either other than a really strong pop and kind of putting in a little bit of a flag pattern there. HSAI goes right back on bounce watch. Had the big rip and then a red day. Now another red day on smaller volume. Could turn up tomorrow. Apple. I keep waiting for this thing to turn up. I do think this is, whenever something like Apple gets oversold like this, we could get a really nice intraday bounce with a proper setup. So let's keep our eyes on Apple tomorrow for one of our A+ bounce play setups. Same with, well, not the same with, Kohl's and Apple are hardly the same type of company. But KSS could also give a snapback bounce. WMT is Walmart. Hang on, let me switch to the 200-day here. All right, I wanted to switch to my chart that I have the 200-day on. I don't start with that chart usually if I'm going to show you intraday stuff because the 200-day just jacks everything up. But on this, pretty beaten up, right? It was up 105, now it's down at near 85. And the 200-day, right? It's fallen straight off a cliff here. And that's the reason I put it on the chart because I saw it selling off and you got 200-day. A lot of times you can catch a bounce right there. So I'd like an early sell-off tomorrow, maybe into that area, and we'd look for an intraday bounce. And then CAR, which is Avis, it's just getting almost downside shape, so possible snapback bounce there. Believe me, I don't look at that chart and say, hey, that's a pretty chart, but it's also getting ahead of itself to the downside. If the market bounces, we might get a nice trade in that one. All right, that's it for me. Again, I got a thing tonight, so I'm done. I will see you guys in the chat room in the morning. Have a good night.